Good morning, beloveds. It is National Pi Day. What is that, right? It's 3/14, March 14th, which is 3.14, which is the beginning of pi, which is a mathematical term. And my favorite pi joke, and it's not really a joke, but it's about love, that love is like pi, love is like pi, 3.14, or pi, pi, the Greek. It is infinite and irrational. It's not pi, P-I-E, where it's which is finite with only so many slices. Okay. Remember that love is like the mathematical pi, infinite and irrational. So, yeah, that's my pi joke for you. I love pi jokes. I love math jokes. I'm not very good at telling jokes, as you can see. I just really didn't do a good job with that joke. Love is not pi, P-I-E, which is finite with only so many slices. Love is pi, P-I, or 3.14, which is irrational and infinite. See? That's better, right? Oh. Okay. But that's neither here nor there. We are here to do the Subway Celestial. I just couldn't let Pi Day pass by without mentioning it. So we're doing the Voice Celestial. So let's do the housekeeping really quick, which is simply to remind you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. You get one email a week unless something unusual happens. And that, hang on, there was a follow-up thought. Tells you what's going on for the week and the month, and the hot links are hot, and nobody will get your email because it's a blind CC. So please feel free to subscribe to the email and see what's going on, because there's all kinds of stuff going on all the time. And then the social medias. We don't monetize the social medias. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do is go like, subscribe, follow, share, and comment based on which platform it is, because it bumps us in the algorithms, and we think we have good tools to share. We hope you agree with us. So yes, please do that. And we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, depending on which platform you're on. I am the running Rev Ryan across all of the platforms. So, although it looks like I won't be running anytime soon until I get my knees replaced, which will not be in the near future. We're going to hold that off as long as possible. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mentioned that I went to an orthopedic. Yeah, this running Rev Ryan is just going to be running her mouth for a little while. All right. So the chapter we are in, I believe we're in chapter 8, which is Illumination and Intuition, is a short chapter. So we're going to finish it. It's not long enough to make 3 days, but a little too long to do 2 days. So we're doing 2 days. All right. So we are going to pick up with the Farer. Okay. So the Farer. We shall never again be the same. We shall never forget. The mark is left upon our being. We have felt its spray, plunged at times into its depths, all doubts dissolved. Fear, only a word. The universe, alive, totality, one cosmic livingness, a whole, no fragments and no parts, but in itself united and continuous, containing variations, endless form, the endless from the infinitesimal to the infinite, from mind of mineral to mind of man, ranges of consciousness unlimited, outsweeping and outstretched without a bound, cohesive, eternal, yet expanding, from specks of dust to systems planetary, from the heart of a bird to the heart of Christ. And on to that great heart that beats in rhythmic lovingness in everything. O heart of Christ, O heart of God, O light. The scribe. That warm first glow he never could recapture, and only part explain. His consciousness had been enveloped so completely that it seemed detached. In retrospect, he could recall the memory, but not the deep emotion which had held him so enthralled. Yet it had given him such deep perception of reality that his intellect awoke to higher power of thought and speech. The Farer. I saw the real. I knew the truth at last. The days of half-blind sight for me were past. I understood how senses had deceived, and in one flash of vision I achieved an insight that reason cannot fashion. From sense experience and human passion, the world I knew or thought I apprehended, I found conditioned, relative, and ended in unreality. It was made plain that sensuous perception gives no gain to knowledge, but it only verifies our ignorance and proves reality must lie beyond the bounds of what we see. Whatever good there is in life, in hopes, in dreams, in loves, in knowledge of the real, and all the joys to which the heart aspires shall take on body and a soul in life beyond this life. The Scribe. No word the present spoke, while the Farer was engaged in mystic contemplation. Yet like halos seen, a something flowed or glowed between. Each seemed by each entranced as one, yet did the present seem more like the sun from which the moon draws light. The presence spoke. The presence. From stone to star, from dust to Beetlejuice, from plant to man, from man to seraphim, from insect brain to cosmic consciousness, there is but one eternal light of lights, yet every candle lighted on the earth is seen by him who brought it into birth, and one small flame devoted to the me may light the way through all eternity. The Farer. May I fulfill this dream, nor lose my way through fear and doubt of my own worthiness. How can I keep the path, ease my distress? The Presence. Be like the winged bird who would fulfill its destiny. It first prepares a nest where it may lay its eggs, and then it broods with half-closed eyes and meditates until the incubation done. The chick breaks through the shell, dwell on intangibles until they shape themselves into visibles. As artists sense the soul of things, like visions hovering on wings, be thou aware of light and give it birth. In beauty born immaculate on earth, the door swings wide, and in the me is light through all eternity. One light there is, and one alone, one Lord of light upon his throne. The Farer. What are the steps that lead to intuition? The Presence. Turn first and last and ever to the me, for thou art that, the knower and the known. Must meet within, with mind unwandering, proclaim within thyself the fact of heaven. Declare thy reverence for the inner good, the true, the holy, and the beautiful. Think on the nature of truth and say, thou art light, thou art the way, thou art the untaught teacher of the truth. I would see only thee, for where thou art is wisdom. Be to me the candle and the flame, the star that shines, the light that streams therefrom, and let me walk with thee, O light eternal. Guide my steps. One beam of light can put the dark to rout, one truth of affirmed will drive the evil out. For every problem that you face, there is one way by which it can be solved. Turn to the light divine, declare its presence, and affirm that you are one with it and that you do not walk alone. Nor will your path wind back into the shadows of despair. If you will hold to him and let his hand hold yours, and though your eyes be closed, you still will see the light divine. Let it be guide. He who shall send his word before his face to mark the trail and clear it for the race shall reach the goal to which his mind is bent, untouched by fate, unharmed by accident. If thou shalt meditate on light and light alone, it shall not dawn too late. The scribe. Then spoke the presence of lamps, whose wicks were wet in Eden's soil, and whose clear flame unquenched had lit the age-old paths of men, which, although dimmed by lusts of earth, still burned in secret while the times were dark and then were passed along to race still unborn. The presence. Whoever comes with lowly hearts to God, be he of Krishna, Buddha, Moses, Christ, he will not fail to see how sweet the words, the lamp of love for man is lit, and man walks in the light of it. From here to the eternal shore, the circled beams will go before. The fair. Would that my eyes could see this light. The scribe. The present spoke no more. It seemed that he himself was one with all eternity, and that perhaps he lingered there until the farer's heart united with his will. At last the farer roused, and from his throat there burst a song of rapture, note on note, until he seemed some angel in disguise upon his homeward way to paradise. The farer. O light divine that shineth on my way, supernatural light that radiates from heaven, thy glance has pierced the sepulchre of doubt in which I lay entombed, and brought to life the seed of hope. And let my soul be bathed in light, so I shall be whole in every part and way. O light of light, divine illumination, I have set a vessel to contain thy holy oil, that I may pour myself into the lamps of unenlightened souls, whose smoldering wicks bedim the light of life. Thou art the oil, the lamp, the light, the giver, and the gift. The scribe. The farer seemed himself to be aflamed with exultation, like Mithras seated on his throne within the sun, reflector of the absolute. He peered beyond the stars into infinity, as though his ears had caught some far-off note divine. The farer. I cried unto thee, and thou didst give reply. I sang unto thee, and thou didst hear my song. I besought thee, and mercy has been shown. My prayers no longer echo in a void. I brought burnt offerings of my heart, and I laid them on the altar of all being. And thou didst welcome me. I, who had died, found life in thee again. O immensity, O fathomless, I have fathomed thee. The shield of thine indifference has been shattered. The coldness of thine isolation has been melted. The armor of thy silence has been pierced. O vastness, O timeless, O infinite, thou hast shown cohesion in thy endless cycles and healed the loneliness of separation. My heart has found its peace, At last I rest in thee in pure inclusion, not in thee as one who stands astride the spheres, too high for mortal thought, remote and unapproachable, not in thee as one who spins the worlds in space and leaves them there in soulless evolution. Nay, but in thee, in perfect union, in separate, in thee alone, O uncreate, O thee, here only is fulfillment found. The scribe. He paused, bemused, in wonderment that he had voiced such words so fraught with mystery. Transformed by awe and suddenly aware, he knew the presence once again was there. The presence. 'Tis this alone can solve the mystery of fate, that men shall find the whole in each, and each the center of the whole. The scribe. Then, to the whole as to a deity, the presence rendered an apostrophe. The presence. Yea, each to the center of the whole must prove to solve the mystery of life and love, in themselves deepened to thy depth, O Creator, in themselves expanded to thy vastness, in themselves encompassing thine immensity, in themselves embracing thine eternity. In a flash of timeless time, the passing fancy of a moment, in themselves the infinite formless, in themselves the uncreated possibility, in themselves the imagery of the uncaught, in themselves the undivided, cohesive, inseparate, in themselves the fusion of time and timeless, in themselves the formless and the formed. For only in themselves shall they find thee, only in themselves shall they find union of the apparent fragments in the whole that certifies the indivisible. Only when aeons have passed through the moment can time be found and eternity encompassed. Only until the vastness comes to a point in the omnipresence of thine infinity can thy center be discovered. Only as the point expands to infinity can thy circumference be found. So shall time and the timeless merge and fuse with the caught and the uncaught, with the created and the uncreated. For only in union is wholeness found. Only in thee can unity be gained. And that, my friends, was chapter 8, Illumination and Intuition. And honestly, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to repeat it again. It's the mystical experience. It's and here's where language fails. If you've had a mystical experience, there's no way to explain it. It's why frequently people turn to art to explain it. They turn to music, they turn to paint, they turn to creating because the language fails. There's no way to describe the mystic experience. And they got pretty close. Ernest and Fenwicke got pretty close to describing the mystic experience. Or at least what it's like to have it. Because explaining the experience, you just sound crazy. Which is kind of cool, because when you try and describe it, people who've had mystical experiences understand, and people who haven't had mystical experiences think you're crazy. So it's like when you meet the eyes of somebody who else has had a mystical experience as you're trying to describe it, you get this knowing look. It's like, no, I've been there. I know what you're talking about. There's no way to put it in words. And they're right. it's really hard to recapture like the fullness of a mystical experience. But the amazing thing about the mystical experience is it lingers. It lingers in the corners. So in those moments when you need a reminder, like a little bit of it comes rushing out and kind of fills your being. And then you're like, oh, no. I remember this. I remember the shadow of the feeling. And I can get there again. And then you're reminded you can do it again. You can have that mystical experience. Because once you've been there once, you've made a path. And the more often you go, the more well-worn your path is, which is why we talk about regular spiritual practice. You create that well-worn path. So in those moments when you're caught up in the noise of the world, you know what to do. You know what to do. It's like second nature. Oh, I've practiced for this. I have muscle memory for this. I have spiritual muscle memory for this. I know what to do. I know what to do. I know how to get there. I know how to get to that feeling. I know how to get to the oneness. That's the beauty of the mystic experience, because it lingers in the corners. All right. I'm now going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a Friday, a take care of business day, a let's wrap this week up strong day, a drink plenty of water day, a drink plenty of water day, and encourage your spiritual development day. I don't know where that one was going. A cuddle your fur babies day. Tell somebody you love them day. A good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godly. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you tomorrow. I'll be back. I get to go to the park tomorrow, so I'm kind of excited about that. I'm always excited to go to the park. But we will start chapter 9, which is Praise and Thanksgiving, tomorrow around 9. All right, beloveds, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.